The following program is made possible in part by a grant from Hawaiian Airlines and by the State Foundation on Culture and the Arts.
From a time before written history, Hawaiians have gathered at the edge of the sea, there to center their lives upon the bounty of the Pacific Ocean. South Kona on the island of Hawaii is this kind of place, and here the shore was once dotted with many small fishing villages. Today, there is but a single fishing village left in the district, Milolii, a last reminder of the way many Hawaiians once lived. Here in South Kona, they still ply their trade as fishermen, raise their families, and play the music taught them by their forefathers, the song of South Kona.
My dad died. He died in 56. I think I was about 12, 14 years old. We moved home here to stay. This is where, when I would come, I would hear, people like Kuli'i, Tita Melikule, and Lokelani, Malama, them three. Always together, always singing. I never heard radio around here those days. This is where I started thinking about my heritage as a Hawaiian. And this is where my interest started coming. I would imitate Gino Kiawe's voice. I would imitate Melikule's voice. And all through that time. And then eventually I started adopting my own style of singing. I started becoming more confident in myself. I just kept to myself, never showed off, just kept to myself, but I enjoyed the singing.
Milolii village goes back to prehistoric times. It's an ancient village. Not too much evidence is left of what was here a long time ago, except there were a lot of people that lived here, I understand, and a lot of their descendants still live here today. There's about 17 families, about men, women, and children, about 120. Then about 50 dogs.
Yeah, brother. My family go back 10 generations pulling ahis. Well, my dad, who loves this place, and as far as I can remember, and anybody who knows him for a long, long period of time, know him as an individual of himself. In other words, he was a strong, dominated person to what he believed in and what he wants to do. Everything he did was all good for himself, the family, which was us. He worked hard, he sent us all to school, all my sisters and brothers, so he went only to 3rd grade, and that's why he wants us to return and continue that love he had for this place. Like the old folks say, when you lose the land, you lose your life. The land and your life kind of ties in together.
Today, outboard-powered skiffs take Milolii fishermen, like Delfredo, out to the same grounds their fathers and grandfathers knew and fished.
This is a opelo, yeah? We use it for bait and chum. What we do is, we call it slice bait, so what you gotta do is cut this in half, you put it in your hook. Use the rest of the bone in the head for chum. We hook this bait up on this thing like this. Get a rock like this. Put it on, wrap it, put the chum on. Gotta get the chum for make smell, the fish come. Trying to get some yellowfin tuna. So usually we go down to 50 fathoms. Depends on where the fish bite.
Using the simplest of traditional techniques, the fisherman goes about his daily job. In a ritual from the primal contest of survival, the sea surrenders its riches to a thin fiber line.
Like I said, I thought I knew what Hawaii was until I came here, or Hawaiian. And this place is so Hawaiian out. I mean, nothing at all. I mean, from Honolulu, this place is like different in every way. How you live, what you eat, it's smaller, but I wouldn't leave here at all. And the people here are good people. They work hard.
You start from a place like this where there's nothing. Everything you do is what you gain and that's what you have. So you don't rely on nobody, nothing. You just see what you get and that's what you're gonna have. So it's what you make out of yourself, that's what you're gonna get.
Milolii is famous for its opelo fishing. All of the families here centered their family life around catching the opelo. You know, the children went to school at the schoolhouse and then they would come home and help their parents catch opelo, going out to the coast and catching the opelo and bringing it in. I recall when I was growing up here, the first years of my life, the different families had their own canoes, you know, like the Apo family, and that was their family. They would all go out to their opelo course. And the Changs and the Kaupikos.
When makani, I don't like opelo because you gotta struggle. Hoy, when you play, when you see the opelo, the papa, the tell, okay, the middleman feed, and behind you gotta straight the canoe to the wind. Otherwise, you push the canoe away. And then when you're ready to put the net in the water, you say, okay, straight down. Oh, then you struggle, tired. Holy canoe, oh, then we get mad. Oh, it's hard. Plenty of fish, but no more money. We don't see money. Kaula ika too much you have to dry and then exchange. We send to Honolulu, exchange for food.
A long time ago, when I was a teenager and moved home to Milolii, I used to hear my Uncle Gabriel and my Auntie Makadem, when we go parties like that, they sing the song Opilo, and I used to think maybe they composed the song Opilo because Opilo was very famous there in Milolii. Opilo fishing was like, that was the main source for them. Again, Opi,
Diana told me that it's the time now that we are still living yet. We're the last descendant on this place now, and we're still living. Now it's the time for us to let go what we learn, like hats. Like this, in the beginning, this is the old way of using as a stripper. And this is the one that my mother had taught us. You go any place, baby, you never go hungry. If you know how to weave, that's where you find your food to support your family. We gather the lahala first. We have to walk to find for this. We have to divide to look the color, to divide the color. We used to have lahala of trees over here, and all in this type of lahala. This is the original lahala from the tree we pick. We pick these and we take them home and we clean them and we sit there, watch my mother, how she show us how to weave. In our days, we don't have electric. We just had charcoal iron. We use charcoal iron. We prepare ourselves with the wood. If we have about 12 hats, and our charcoal iron is there, it's hot. And we get the candle, the honeybee candle, we keep that. My dad used to go collect honeybees before. So the candle, we keep that. To clean the iron, so the iron stays smooth when you iron your hats, your clothes, and everything. So that's why the hat comes out shine. And if it's rain, you won't ruin your hat. Your hat stays pretty every day. Well, that's why we both wanted to share these songs to you, because we coming old, maybe lots of time more to go, but we rather see this song goes to Diane, because she's our niece. Why not? That's our love to her, and we want her to continue to keep up with her songs, but she'll carry on the song to the next generation.
At least the song never dies away.
Never dies.
Because it's recorded and it's well known,
It's well known.
All around today with some of the songs that Diana sang, beautiful. I hear some other people singing, real nice. See, they have background, they make the song so mellow.
Diane, can you play Pelikani for us?
Yeah.
We'll share
I
that with
think
us with us.
where these words in here like poka, topito, and may have come from maybe Tutu Kapeka may have read too about the war.
Yeah, in a newspaper.
In the newspaper, because newspaper in Hawaii. So she may have read about it and then kind of taken herself back to where her kani was, to Kupuna was. So.
Ke
Kakakamana Uri ike aula Ke kawa weli weli ma e uloba Makanu pepa Iha imai nana Poka hopi poka Ika
Like the music, the fishermen's arts are passed from fathers to sons, the basic skills that bring food from the sea, the knowledge of currents, tides, and the seasons, and values that conserve the resources of their livelihood.
No need to play no more. We only taking away planet. Only take what you need. If you no more, we ain't going to get any for the next generation to come.
Down the sea, don't you love me? I'm going away. I'm going to leave you by my loving by. Elevaula me kupila, ame kuai yolina, ike alanu. Kilave iala o susi, my loving bye.
For years and years, Milolii has sort of been left alone in an isolated place along the southern coast of Hawaii, the Big Island. And because of the road conditions, a lot of people wouldn't want to, traverse that road, that 5 miles of winding roadway all the way down to the ocean. And but now with all of this, modern technology and television and all of this, Milolii is getting that exposure to the community in the state and worldwide, I guess, exposure to the outside. And a lot of people want to come down and visit Milolii. They've heard about Milolii being one of the fishing villages here in Hawaii and would like to see that Hawaii that they came here to see. And we hope that when they do come, if they come all the way down that 5 miles of treacherous winding road, that they respect the place and its people. The road itself passes through the village. It's sort of like going through somebody's living room. And we welcome everybody, but we also want them to respect us also, the people here.
Well, that song came to us. Something just like a wind came and tell us.
We were talking story.
We were talking story about her.
About her history.
Her history. Tutukiaka. Well, we heard a story about Tutukiaka, how she used to live there at Manuka, and she used to go down Milolii on these 2 white horses with her 2 maids with her, nothing but maile around their neck and ginger.
Mahila mai te yana Kuana ka manuka Hoiana ya Milolii
The songs that you hear during that time, you don't hear them anymore. Not today. Even what the people are singing today, you don't even hear them. And some of those songs belong down here. Whether they just made it up that time or what, I don't know. But they were beautiful. The composer of certain songs all come from down here. and they move out all these areas, whether they came from this area, Ho'okuloa or Opihali, either one of them. But actually, the family line is right down here.
February the 5th, 1885, they had a tidal wave. But this tidal wave came, it was a dark night.
During the night.
During the night. And Milolii used to have plenty of people live, they build house, with rock around fence. So, happy, a tidal wave came up in the night. But people, family that has plenty of children, they only can take maybe about 2 kids. See? They grab whatever they can grab. And no light, no nothing. They gotta crawl, holding this baby here, holding this baby, and crawl, and the wave come. So that was the story. And that's why they had composed this song. The baby crying, see? Ine pepe alalane. That's the meaning of the child crying, calling for the mother. This song was given to me by my auntie, Kapolila Wae Omakana. So that was how the story she told me. I got most of the history from her.
It's my deep feeling that Diane is one of the last links with that older generation. And of course, she's trying to pass it on the way she learned it to her sons. You got Bula, you got Keloha, and Willie Boy. And we're very fortunate to have Diane, with us and still being that link with the older generation.
Well, I'm getting old. For the next generation, they gotta think for themselves. Yeah, they gotta stand firm and fight for their own right. Yeah. We're getting old, we're gone. We don't know what they're doing. This is one village when they get luau, boy, they go out for everything what they got.
As it has been for centuries, the occasion of a luau brings the families of the village together. Luaus are, in fact, feasts with an abundance of food, entertainment, and fellowship. The pig, a staple in the traditional Hawaiian culture, is often contributed by one family as a gesture of aloha and sharing. It is prepared for cooking by placing searing hot rocks in its belly. Then it's wrapped and buried in the imu, or oven. As the pig cooks slowly all day under a mound of dirt, people of the village gather to join in the laying of nets in the shallow waters, reaping a rich and bountiful harvest from the sea.
Ah, no more pig! Run away, that pig! No more pig! No more pig! Okay? Oh, no.
As evening approaches, the pig is unearthed and the families come together, each contributing their offerings. A Milolii gathering strengthens family ties and becomes a binding force for the community. The village traditions continue. Luaus often go all night, sometimes on special occasions for days. It is here that amateur as well as professional musicians share their talents on a makeshift stage. singing the music of this special place, the song of South Kona.
Mai no kaua la e pili au he avale oe kule inani hoi mai no kaua la e pili alua i kauai e i poinei e kui e wa i ku mana o alua i kauai e i poinei e kui e wa i ku mana o ai nai ya mai ana ka puana e hoi mai ka wa la e pili ai nai mai ana ka puana e mai no kauala la e pili
The tradition, is still being passed along, from father to son. It's still, it's still the individual, the man out there on the ocean catching ahi o pelo, It's, I like to think it's a Hawaiian fisherman out there on the ocean.
The preceding program was made possible in part by a grant from the State Foundation on Culture and the Arts and by Hawaiian Airlines.